What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in live to Real Talk with Martin and Gordon. We on the live set right here in A-Meet in the heart of town at the A-Meet Community Center for a wonderful occasion. It couldn't be no better if you're a football fan. And if you're not a football fan and you just appreciate hard work and dedication, then you gotta respect that. But we're here in honor of Devontae Smith and his Hesiman watch party today. Parking lot is full. I know they have a limited amount of people that can go inside the building, and the ceremony just started. So we wanted to do our live broadcast on the set outside and give people who won't have an opportunity to be inside an opportunity to kind of get some backstory in regards to Devontae. So we're gonna give you guys just a minute to log in live. Please tag and share to y'all pages. Let's make it go viral. And soon, in just a second, we're gonna get ready to start this show. Some of the coaches might go in and out trying to catch bits of the ceremony, but we're gonna have a wonderful show lined up for you guys. So just tune in. Please tag and share.
Hey Trey, how you hiding behind the tropes?
Hi.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, go right. That's going. I think they're gonna tell that to 7. You ain't gonna find that out till at 7. Oh, okay, you watching? All right. Y'all tag and share, please. What's up, my boy? What's up, man? What's up? Hey, man, y'all will be loose, man. We at home. We in A-Meet, man. We in A-Meet, man. We in real talk. You family? You his family? You probably got something you want to share. So we gonna get you in there, man. We gonna get you in there, man. Definitely gonna get you in there. Couple seconds, we gonna go and get started. And what we'll do is, because I know nobody wants to really miss the whole ceremony, and I wish I had a TV set up out here so we can be watching it, but what they'll do, they'll come in and out. That way everybody can get a little piece of it. All right. Huh? Oh, for real, that's what's up. That'll be wonderful. She had a link. I think she put the link on her Facebook page or something. Yeah. Hey, look, Rob. Whenever. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Carl.
You got it? Good. That way we keep up with. Good. I appreciate y'all, man. That's what world of technology. We able to follow the Hesiman ceremony as well, and what's going on. Actually, this is ESPN broadcast, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was shared to Christina's Facebook page, the link. So if anybody's not able to watch it, I think you can stream it. It's being streamed tonight. Awesome. All right, man. Without further ado, we're gonna go and get the show on the road, man. Warrior Pride in the building, man. Warrior Pride. To my right, man, and y'all left, we got Coach Larry Foster, man. Longtime coach at A-Meet West Side, coached around in A-Meet with most of these young players. He knows them personally, firsthand. To my left, y'all right, we got Montre Walker. Everybody know Walker Boy. Oh, yeah. What they call you, man? They call you Walker Boy. but Montre actually was the first coach for Devontae Smith. Many of y'all might know him as, the world might know him as Smitty, but we call him Tay here. So that's our name, and we want to give y'all some inside exclusive information, backstory on him, stuff that you might not know, stuff that may not be televised nationally. So man, it's just a wonderful show, man. Before we get started, I want to kind of just let these guys just introduce themselves a little bit more thorough, share anything that they want to share, and then we'll start, man. So Larry, go ahead. You got the flow, man.
My name is Larry Foster. I coached and taught for 23 years, and I had the enjoyment of coaching Devontae along with several other good players from A-Meet, Louisiana. And he's just one that rose. He's some of the cream that rose above the top.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Montre, man, let them know who he is, man. For the ones who don't know.
My name is Elijah Montre Walker. Those around dealing with football call me Walker Boy. Oh yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
Shut it down for what?
That's what I'm talking about.
I
man.
just remember the days, man. It was 6, 7, and 8 year old. We had Devontae Smith.
That's what's up.
Smallest thing on the field. Ears and hands.
Is it?
We went to playing. I talked to Coach Larry about it. I said, man, we have a young kid, Christina's son. Smallest thing on the field, but with the biggest heart. It's just unbelievable. Tay-Tay, sweetness, I call it.
Sweetness.
Sweetness.
Way back then.
Way back then.
That's what's up,
It
man.
was unbelievable, man. We was playing a game in Angie, football game. He made a catch. Everybody's eyes was just buck wide open like, did you see that? I ran up to Tay-Tay, I said, son, do you know what you just done? He said, Coach, I just caught the ball. Keep throwing it to me. Okay? Just sweetness.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Man, I don't know if we really have grasped the significance of this moment. You know, we hear, but in a way, I don't know if we still really understand what's going on, man. I know a lot of people came to the shop today and they was talking about they couldn't sleep last night. Like it was something that they was about to be a part of. So guess what? Because it is. I think a Heisman winner, even a nominee, is bigger than just that person.
Yep.
That's actually something for all of the people who helped along the way. Whether they mentor, coach them, it's for the community, it's for A-Meat, it's for Tangible Parish, it's for the state of Louisiana. Because if you didn't know, Louisiana only has 2 native-born Heisman winners of all time. The Heisman started in 1935 and it's going on until now. So I think this is the 85th Heisman. Only 2 before, and that was I think John David Crow of Spring Hill won. He went to Texas A&M. He won the Heisman in 1957, and then in 1959, everybody know Billy Cannon of LSU with the Halloween punt return, 89-yard punt return score. He won it in '89. But since then, now if you count Joe Burrow, we got to count that because it is a Louisiana, but he wasn't born in Louisiana. But we still got to count that, so that's 3 if you count it. For Devontae to even be mentioned in that breath, man, that is amazing.
Yes.
Man, when you had a chance to just see him grow, like, could you have fathomed that he would be at a point like this? And maybe you did.
Yes.
It was at one time,
I did.
I went to his dad. I say, D,
I knew it.
just wait on this moment. Just wait on this moment. I said, it's gonna be special.
Wow.
He said, what you mean by that? I say, man, you and Christina have something that you can't coach
Wow.
with the talent you have. It was just so fortunate that I started with Devontae 6, 7, and 8. Then went on with the 9 and 10. I was blessed. I had Coach Larry Foster, like a big brother to me right here, to my right. He was coaching, he was the head coach at A-Meat Westside. I ran over to Larry, I said, Coach, this is a special group, it's gonna be special. I say, but this kid, Devontae Smith, Coach, I say, man, he is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I say, wait till you see him. I went up to my big brother. He was the head coach at A-Meat High School, Alden Foster. I say, man, I say, we have a kid out there with so much talent that you can't coach, you know, the skills that he have. And he was only 9 at the time. He took the MVP.
Wow, he been doing it.
He been doing that. He took the MVP. Came 10-year-old. He took the MVP.
Well, not to interrupt Coach Walker, when he first came up to me, when I got the job at Westside, we had a difficult first year, and he said, you just be patient, Coach. And I have some boys coming that you're gonna be able to work with, not putting down on the guys that I had before because they worked real hard. We just didn't have much time.
Right.
But when he showed me this little big-eared kid, which I knew him already because his grandmother and my mother were friends and they worked together for years. And he showed me this little big-eared kid. I said, Are you sure? And it just took a matter of time to get him in physical education, in PE. And I began to see how he took leadership in the PE class.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it by being loud. He didn't do it by being boisterous. He just took leadership.
Took leadership.
And that's what I love about him most. He led by example. He didn't have to be loud with you. He didn't have to push on you. He just had to be Devontae.
Right. That's awesome, man. I have so many stories that I have heard because really and truly, I didn't get a chance to see him until high school. I think in the 10th grade when they went to the Dome. I think they went to the Dome. He got hurt that year, right?
Yeah.
And so that's when I moved back home and I started actually kind of taking notice of him. But one thing that I saw from him in high school, once I did get to know him, and even though he's family, I just didn't know him. I've been gone. I was in Baton Rouge for a while, but I got to notice that it's got certain players that are great, good, and then they have game changers. And I saw a young man that did not mind rising to the challenge. Like he didn't talk. I didn't see him talking. Now I'm surprised that some of the people on the inner circle know. They say he do talk. They say he talk on that sideline of his teammates. He think they're not bringing it. But as far as the outside, you would never really see him talking. But he did his talking on the football field. And I just remember so many times when the game was either on the line or you need a big play and everybody know number 6 gonna get it, whether it was a quick screen or a 50-50 ball in the end zone with a toe tap. Same stuff that he's doing right now. Yeah. And I saw him do it all from 11th to 12th grade year. And I knew when he came back for that 12th grade year after they got, kicked out of the playoffs, in just a situation that we hate to remember, hate thinking about it with the Bugaloosa, because I feel that team would have went to the Dome too. I'm not sure if we was going to win it or not, but I felt we were going, and we had gotten hot. Yeah. Matter of fact, it was quarterbacked by his son, another Elijah Walker. We call him Trey. So they came back in their senior year, and every time Amen needed something big to happen, and they had other players, don't get us wrong, but you always knew who was the GOAT. You knew who the GOAT was. He was the skinniest one out there, but believe it or not, he got a wiry frame. And if you've gotten a chance to watch him, he don't get hurt that much because he's not just bony, he's slender, but if he take his pads off, you see that he is cut and wired. Yeah. It's wiry. It's like a wiry frame. So he don't have a frame to add 25, 30 pounds. But he might add 5 or 10, it's like I think that helps make him durable. Believe it or not. I think he only had one real injury in college, probably a couple nagging injuries, but I don't remember, but one real one, and that's his sophomore season. But moving on, we got to the Dome his senior year against Lutcher. Great matchup. Yeah. It was a matchup outside the Dome before we even got on the field with Lutcher and their fan base and Amen and their fan base, because we both rock purple and gold. They got a rich tradition, and so does Amen. River Parish team that's always find themselves in the Dome, and as well as Amen. I think Amen has made 9 trips to the Superdome, come away with 5. It's 5 championships. A couple of them we left them now and then. I don't think it was about 1 or 2 years that we actually really truly was outclassed. The other years, I just think we just a play here and there, play there. We should have came home with probably two or three more. But in that Dome, man, he going up against John Terrell Kirkland, from the quarterback from Lutcher. He a big name player, and they had a couple receivers, big linemen. Amen had our couple big name players. Devontae Lee at the time was a sophomore, junior. Yeah. We had Trey Walker, Elijah Walker, quarterbacking, Big Milton, Harold at running back. Had a lot of big name players. That game lived up to the billing. We lost that game 40-36 or something, 30. It was about 4 points. 4-point game. Could have went either way. But during that game, I saw a young man do everything you could do to help a team win. He ran a kickback, he got an interception, and he scored in the air off passing. And so from then on, we always knew, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to ask these fellas too. If you would have asked me what I saw from him going forward from high school, I already just said, I'm going to be honest too, I figured off top, big school, you knew it was going to be like Alabama, LSU, somewhere like that. Knew he would start at some point and didn't know how early, and figured he'd have a great career, but I could have never dreamed this career. I'm talking about freshman, only had 136 total yards, but he ended up with the biggest player of the year on the national championship stage. Come back as a sophomore, a go-to starter, 600-something yards, get injured, missed 4 or 5 games. Junior year, come back. To me, top receiver on the team. I know they talked about Jerry Jeudy's and his route running, talked about Henry Ruggs and his speed, but the most complete receiver his junior year was Devontae. He had 1,200 something yards. I think he had 14 touchdowns. No, right? I think he had 14 touchdowns. Okay, this year blew him out of the water.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. Before I get too deep into this year, I want to ask these guys. This is what I was. My ceiling, and that's one good thing about a guy when you got it in your heart. Nobody can give you a ceiling. You create your own ceiling.
Right.
And the reason why I'm saying is we never had a person from A-Mid to get drafted. We've had the talent, but it takes more than the talent. It takes the whole package. That means being focused in school, keep getting your grades, being able to stay away from being home instead of saying you're homesick, finishing school. Most of us, we had the talent, but we didn't do all the necessary steps that it takes to get you to that next level. So what I was saying was maybe this might be the first time A-Mid actually gets a guy drafted. I wouldn't even talk about first day. I'm just saying third round or something good enough. And it really would have been because we've had a few people that touched that league, but it was the hard way. Yeah. Alan Ricard, Lester Ricard, Cletus Gordon, PJ Franklin. I know I'm gonna miss a couple. Aaron Moore. It's more than it's the Porter, Brad Porter. I think he.
Yeah.
There's a few more, and I'm sorry if I forget y'all. If y'all know them, y'all just shout them out to me. But I thought third round is great. But man, when y'all saw him, and y'all got the chance to see him develop from the beginning to the end, what would you have predicted for him? What was your forecast on what his future looked like?
Well, like I said before, early on, this kid showed leadership qualities to an ability that no other kid did. He managed the class. He was a facilitator.
Right.
All I had to do was stand back.
Right.
But the type of young man he became on the field, you could not just imagine just what he would become and do, because he made everyone around him better by his actions.
Wow.
And the way he competed, and I'm gonna revert back to a situation that happened during his 8th grade year, if I'm right, Coach Walker.
8th grade year.
Where he was not able to play. His mother called me the night before the game and said a championship game, and he was not able to play because he did something in the classroom the teacher called on him about. And I said, well, Christina, you sure you don't want him to play? And she said, yes, he's not playing tomorrow night. I said, well, I have to go along with what you're saying because I cannot teach academics first.
That's right.
And athletics second. And I think from that point on, I'm not going to say that was the defining moment in his career, but that next morning, we lost the championship game.
Wow. Wow.
And that next morning when he got off the bus, I told him, I said, we would have won that game if you had played.
Right.
And the look in his eyes, and when the tear fell, I felt a change in him.
Wow.
And his maturity level, it took off to me. It took off from then.
That's what's up, man. That's awesome, man. Just got a few comments I want to read before we get further in. New Wave Vernon said, let's go Smitty. My cousin Antonio Baker said, number 6 is a living legend from our hometown. Bring it home.
Yeah.
That's real talk, Antonio. Chuck Hunt said, checking in from Monroe, Louisiana. I'm watching the Heisman Trophy ceremony. I watched Devontae Smith play twice in person at Alabama. And Chuck Hunt is one of the guys who always tune in to Real Talk. He's I think his mother or somebody used to teach out in Greensburg a long time ago, so he has roots here, so he keeps up with what's going on in A-Mid. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. But man, I want to get back to just how important this Heisman deal is, because I thought about that today, and I said it's one thing to get drafted high. We pretty much assume now we know he's gonna get drafted high.
Yeah.
So that's great. So just say he goes anywhere, pick 5 through 10. That's great.
That's great.
And that'll always be remembered. But you know what? That Heisman, if he win a Heisman, that's bigger than that. That's bigger than that, man, because that don't happen, man. It got a lot of guys that went first round, but they ain't win no Heisman. They ain't win no Heisman, man, and that's like an honor for the state to grab hold to. That's an honor for A-Meeks to grab a hold to. That's an honor for Tangible Parish to grab a hold to, and everybody played a part. Whether you was a fan who never said nothing, whether you was just somebody who nodded your head at him and said congratulations, whether you was somebody who always painted your face at the game, whatever you did, this is what we talk about. We talk about A-Mid pride, A-Mid community, a place of only about 5,000 people, but we love our team, we love our sports, we love our football, but we love each other. It's a village, man. It's like a small community village, so it's real, it's genuine. You're not gonna hear people on here just talking about Tay-Tay, just trying to latch on to him because he's making it. These are people who really did that. They did it when they didn't know what he was gonna be, but you have to believe in somebody. And so today I was talking about destiny. Do you know that when you born, man, you don't have a clue what's in front of you? All you know that you gotta just keep chopping it.
Yeah.
Every day, and as you mature, you chop into it, things start opening up for you.
Yeah.
And then you start noticing that I kind of can see some light at the end of the tunnel. Then you start working a little hard, then you start competing against people that they say was great. And then you start noticing that they really can't do much with you. And then you go to saying, you know what I mean, I might be something special.
Right.
Yeah. He don't have to say it, but you know he got it in it. He got it in it, man. He's a competitor, man. So I just want y'all to just understand how important and how historic this could be. Because Louisiana has some great talent.
Oh yeah.
The Manning brothers, for instance. Neither one of them won the Heisman. They got close. They was in the Final Four. They didn't win it. Marshall Faulk, do y'all know Marshall Faulk? Anybody heard of Marshall Faulk?
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame running back for the Rams and Carver Rams High School. He didn't win it. He was number 2 in the vote, but he did not win it. What about Jerry Stovall? He was great. He didn't win it. Doug Williams, believe it or not, I didn't realize Doug Williams actually was in the Final Four for the Heisman when he came out.
All right.
He did not win it. Charles Alexander, running back at LSU, he didn't win it, but he was close. So what I'm telling you is this is a short list, man. I told y'all at the beginning of the show, there's only been 2 Louisiana natives that mean born here. If you count just overall Louisiana ties, it's 3. That is the Conrad, what's his name? Let me see. John David Crow of Spring Hill, Billy Cannon, and then you would say Joe Burrow from last year at LSU. But if you take Joe Burrow out, because he's from Ohio actually, it's really got a chance to beat just 3.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, 2 weeks ago, about a month ago, I kind of felt like this was great that they mentioned it, but it's far-fetched, it's hard. It's really a quarterback award. Believe it or not, I think probably 90% of the winners have been quarterbacks, and probably the rest of them be usually running backs. It's rare to get a receiver, man. I think Randy Moss didn't even get it. He was in the, he didn't get it though. Yeah. And he got votes, but he didn't get it. So to be in that number, man, and it's a lot of things that played into that. Shortened season, people that they probably wanted to hand it to didn't get all their games in. You know, like Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, they didn't play full seasons. You know, that would have took up first 2 spots in the voting. The Florida quarterback, he came on, out of nowhere, but he fell off at the end of the year. Then you had Matt Jones, Alabama's quarterback, and it's really out of them 2, really. That's what I feel, that's what it is. They don't really have a defensive player this year like a Chase Young that has made a name for himself that way. So technically, really, it's out of those 2, and it just depends on how you want to look at it. So to me, I got a feeling that they kind of want to do it this year for a non-quarterback. I kind of feel like if you ever was going to get it as a non-quarterback, it's this year.
Well, I think he's put up the numbers to assure that he should be.
Think he's going to get it?
If not, you would hate to say it this way, it would be a disgrace.
It'll be a disgrace.
Real talk. And I think that, go ahead.
I think this. Devontae Smith don't win Hesiman this year. They should just start nominating quarterbacks and leave all the other athletes out.
Yeah, call it another award. Right.
It's just, it'll be ridiculous. He proved the world what he can do.
Right.
Like I have these 2 trophies here. I've seen it. They was 9 and 10. And it was unbelievable. In Little League around A-Meet, it's a lot of bragging and talking.
Right.
I had an offensive coordinator, Marco Vernon. He's not able to be with us today. But if coach get to talking, smack, we finna put 50 on you. I had to tell Marco, hold on, coach, this is a little bit. Bag on, coach. But when you got players like Devontae Smith, Elijah Walker,
right,
Devontae Lee, I can go on and on. I don't want to leave nobody out. Wheat. Tyrus Wheat. He at Mississippi State right now. He caught a big interception in the bowl game. Look at the big fella run Wheat. It's just amazing.
Right.
It's just amazing the talent was on that team and around. And then when you have a leader like a Devontae Smith, been a leader when he was 9 and 10.
Right.
He stepped up. He always been a good, humble kid.
Right.
He never been disrespectful. We've never been greedy about on the football team. He always just been humble.
Right.
He had the passion, wanted to win. The best is yet to come for him.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
It is.
I can go on and on. It's just. I told his dad when he was 9 and 10. D, just wait and see. I seen him today. He say, man, you said that, Trey. It's just unbelievable.
Tell somebody that they cup going on. Go ahead.
I was very fortunate. I have this plaque here. Like I said, I was very fortunate to go be with them from when he first started putting the mouthpiece in his mouth. I went on with, like I said, with Larry to help him out at the west side. I kept the defensive stacks at A.B. High School with my big brother, and just to see him grow and getting better and better and better each week, each day. This ain't no surprise to me.
Right.
This ain't no surprise to me at all.
They as they try to figure out who call that is, y'all bear with us. I hope y'all can still hear us good. We gonna keep going. We gonna talk over. When you get an opportunity to win an award like this, it just won't gonna never stop. At least they pull it off. We're gonna wait on it. I ain't never seen them get in the car and still don't stop. Anyway, they couldn't stop it anyway. It's all good. We gotta get that checked out. Yeah, we gotta get that checked out. And I get that. Don't mess up the set. Don't mess up the set. It's all good. That's what's up.
Number 22.
Number 22.
Yeah, right up there at the top.
At the top.
Hey.
Oh, I see.
Nothing but hills or whatever, but
man,
big time.
Thank y'all. You know, we gonna work through that. You know, we work through that. Thank y'all for being patient with us, man. But Elder Sutton said the goat of Hesiman and Tangipahoa and Louisiana. Real talk, man. You know, it's gonna always be arguments. People can argue. We used to do that in the barbecues and pre-game and tailgate and stuff. We don't do that. But what I will say, he's the most decorated of all time. No matter however you look at it. I know we had some super talented players, but he's the most decorated, and he was able to withstand the whole test of time to see himself to where he is. Yes, there's been a lot of talented players, but it takes more than the talent. One thing that I got in here that I want to segue into, it takes like community, but when you get like a award like the Heisman, or possibly nominated as a Heisman candidate, that's kind of more than just like a Tay award, even though he's the one who's going to be the recipient of. That's like a family award, because talk about the sacrifices that it takes for a family to be able to have a guy, a child of theirs, be on a path that he's been on, where you know his mom and them following him to all the games. They there, his dad, his grandpa, his auntie. They go to all the games. They rooting for him. They've been doing this for 4 years straight. They sacrifice. You can imagine what it takes to sacrifice, but I want y'all to share, because y'all know about those parents that had kids that play ball with y'all as y'all being the coaches of them. What kind of sacrifices do you guys think that it takes to get your kid to support him to get to a point that he is now?
Well, it takes a mentality where that parent has to be able to accept that this child is going to separate at some time, and when you have guided them to become a certain type of person, you put this type of determination in them, you put this will in them, and when they start toward that goal that you have set for them, and when they start to stray away from maybe some parents, you know, academics always first. Some parents want to see their kids excel at academics, but when they can do both, when they can excel at academics as well as athletics, they're going to begin to branch out into other individuals who will become more influential in their life, and they may have more control, a little more power than you on that level. And I think that's where parents have to let go sometimes and let their kids be coached, and not try to coach the coach.
That's what's up. That's real.
To coach their kids.
That's what's up.
Well, I can speak as a father. Devontae and Trey, my son, they the same age. They started playing together. They finished together, and It wasn't never hard to me as a father, traveling and doing what I gotta do.
You love it.
I love it. It wasn't never hard.
That's what's up, man.
You know, it was always easy, and it's still easy. You know,
That's what's
I
up.
can't wait till the season kick off now. Like I say, my son is at Grambling playing ball.
That's what's up. What's up?
He
Kudos.
finna be leaving back out, and I'm ready to roll.
Ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll.
That's
First
what's
game
up.
will be in Texas. I said I don't care if it's in Chicago.
That's what's up.
We go roll.
That's what's up, man. That is awesome.
It's
That
special.
is awesome. That's that kind of just goes along to let you know that these kids, every once in a while, they may not have that kind of support system, and you know you got to fight your way through. But when you have that, it just makes it so much better. I mean, Devontae has always been a member of Little Bethel Baptist Church.
Yes.
Mom and them go every Sunday, man. Still to this day.
Yes.
Every Sunday. Ain't nothing changed. They're the same, man. That's my cousin, man. And I know her good. When she was a junior at Southern University, I was a freshman, and we used to ride home together. And so she just always been the same. I don't think it'll change nothing about them. I think it was easy for them too. Every week you will see her working all week long. When it's game time, she gone. All we know is we see her on Facebook, we see her on TV, and then by the time Monday, Tuesday, she back down here. And you got to give kudos to the family that help support that, because you just can't get there by yourself, man. It takes a lot. So I just think that he had a wonderful support system. Great coaches that still love him, still check on him, still follow up on him, still want to know what's going on, and I think that helps you no matter where you go.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, man. I think that's awesome. So we was talking about, you know, like I said, Montre was his Pee-wee coach. And, you know, he talked about these big trophies, and he brought some memorabilia with Tay-Tay and them. This is real. So nobody ain't fake. This is not fake. This is what I call this real talk.
Yeah.
When you see this here, this means it's real. We're not playing. These dudes know him for real. So when they say something, they really saying it from a place of truth, and they doing it out of a place of love, but they being honest too. I mean, I think they tell the truth. If it was needed to be said, they will say it.
Oh yeah.
So what I wanted to ask him while we still talking about the early years of him is what is one of your most fondest memories of Tay-Tay when he played with you?
Like I told you, man, he was about 8 or 9, man. He was an Angie. He made a catch. Was unbelievable. Left the Angie coaches like mouth like wide open, like.
Right.
Where y'all find him? Where this guy come from?
Right.
And he was so small.
Right.
Hands this long. It was, oh man.
Wow.
Like I say, son, do you know what you just done?
Right.
They was like, just caught the ball, coach. I was like, it's unbelievable, man.
Wow.
You know, it's like a catch he made against LSU.
Right. That's right.
You know,
That's real, man.
and made it. I didn't see that.
He can move his body. He do that.
I didn't see that. I was like,
you saw that on.
Oh man, you know, it's just,
Right.
Oh,
That's what's up.
Man, it's unbelievable.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, we know football around here, so we ain't blowing no smoke. We're not blowing no smoke. And as we move along, and we're gonna do this because we're gonna have a couple more panelists come on, but we kind of let them move around and kind of see what's going on with the ceremony. And I hate that I'm not able to be inside, but trying to get ready for the set, I just had to miss that. But we got somebody out here keeping up with it on their tablet. And if we hear anything, we hear some hollering, we know what time it is. You know, we gonna share that. And if y'all hear anything, y'all let us know too, live. But moving on to junior high, man. Coach Foster, you was already over there. And you knew who you was getting coming. You knew, everybody knows, because it's like a graduation from little league to junior high to high school, we know. So when you knew that class was coming with Tay-Tay and Trey and them, what kind of confidence did you have, and was you looking forward to coaching them? How was that?
I was looking forward to coaching them, but I was also looking forward to teaching them life lessons. I knew they had the talent. Wow. I knew their pedigree. Their mothers and fathers were athletes, and all of that. But one thing that I found out when I got there, they were lacking a work ethic.
Yeah, gotcha. So
teaching them a work ethic, and one thing that I taught Coach Walker and Devontae, that is, Coach, what we got to do to be great? I say, you have to do more than what I require you to do at this school.
That's right.
When you leave here, there's something else that you have to do to make yourself better.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just can't do what Coach says do and expect to become great.
That's right.
So along the way, is with Coach Walker's son and several others, and Devontae, you can see them working on the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, on their own.
When practice is over, there's something extra that you do.
That's right.
I just can't go home saying that I'm the best.
Right.
Because in order to be great, you got to do great things.
That's right, man.
And to do great things, you got to go past how great you are.
That's right. That's right. That's
so
right.
that's one thing I tried to instill in them.
That's what's up.
And I think they took that from me and took it to another level.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I know one thing, when I did get back on this end permanently, I know that I would see them at the parks all the time doing things outside of what Coach asked them to do. And what I learned when I was in high school, and I was a lineman. I was not a glamour position, but I played it to the best of my ability because I come from a family that got great football players. You know, Spears family, everybody knows them around here. But when I played, I just knew I had to live up to that. My grandpa was always at every practice. I got to show him that I'm out there and I'm giving all I got, because it won't end at practice if I go out there and get messed over at practice. I'm gonna have to deal with that at home as well. So my grandpa, everybody knows that back then practice was a big deal. Everybody had practice.
Yeah, it was real.
Joe Foster, I can remember even Mr. Raymond Brown sometime at practice. A lot of them old school at practice. But I remember my 11th grade year when I had finally kind of got it where, because in the 10th grade when Coach Career came, Donald Career, legendary 8-bit coach, 3-time state champion, he came to replace Gary Hendry in '92, I believe. And in '92, we switched our offense a little bit and got a little bit more open with the sweep and the spread concept a little bit. He brought that because before then we had been a power run team, option and stuff like that. But when Coach came, he brought us the speed sweep element, and we played off of that for several years. And I think right now you'll see some of that going on in the league today, some of those concepts. But when Coach Career came, I remember I had an opportunity to start as a sophomore, and Roger Demon was our quarterback. I'll play left tackle, and he made the lineman get foot to foot, no longer a foot apart. Foot to foot, when you don't have an end or running back chipping, it's hard to reach her outside the end, especially if he's fast and quick. We played Carver.
Ran.
And they had them 6'4" defensive end that looked like they 200, a 180, run a 4.5, and I had to reach him. Roger is doing a sprint out left, and my job is to reach that end and hook him so Roger can get the cone. And that's a hard thing to do. I ended up giving up a couple sacks that game, and I got benched, and I didn't start no more that year. And I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the times when I looked at myself and I realized I wasn't ready. But the next 2 years, and all I'm saying is for us to get at one thing, it's just what they got through talking about you got to do extra. I realized that I didn't want to come to practice in the fall to get ready. You want to be ready when the fall comes so that you're able to learn what you're trying to do instead of trying to get through practice. See, if you're out of shape, you just trying to make it through practice for the first couple of weeks. You ain't even really concentrating on what your job is. You just trying to make it through. But if you come that in shape, practice, it's still hot. It's still Louisiana. It's still 98 degrees with 100 and something with the helmet on.
Now that you say that, it's one thing that I've always believed as a coach. If you come into fall practice and you have to run your kids real hard and you have to condition real hard, then your summer workouts didn't work out for you.
Yeah, that's
you have to come in ready. We don't have to run all these sprints, all these suicides, and these things during the season. If we have done what we were supposed to do over the summer, all we have to do is called maintenance. All we have to do is maintain.
That's right. I know in the NFL, I heard, and this was shocking to me. You know, you hear somebody say they're head coach Sean Payton, and you just think about when you had a head coach in high school. They kind of dibbled and dabbled in a little bit of all aspects of the team. They might have had a focus, defense or offense, but they kind of talked a little to the special team. Maybe they didn't run it, but they still kind of. So I never knew this, but I should have known, because these are the professional ranks. They said Sean Payton, they so limited in time that they don't come to practice at all to work on no fundamentals. Practice is all about installation. And if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, you got to figure that out with your position coaches, and y'all do that on your own time, not when I come out here to practice. So Sean Payton said when he come to practice, he come to practice to coach and install his plays and his concepts. He said he don't bring you out there to start getting in shape, to get your wind up. He ain't there to try to make sure you got your footwork, your technique down. That's what them position coaches. And I said, wow, that is another level. That's a whole level. But guess what though? That same work ethic that y'all just mentioned is the same work ethic why I knew Alabama wasn't gonna be too much for him. I mean, he got to adapt to it, but I knew it wasn't gonna be too much. Go ahead.
Went to a camp over there. He was in high school.
Right.
He got up one morning to go run with the team.
Wow.
Hold on now. This kid is in high school.
Right.
But he went to the camp.
Wow.
So they picked him that morning to come run with the team. Why he was running, hold on. Why he was running, Alabama got their players now.
Right, right.
He just a high school player,
Right,
ain't me.
right.
Why he leading every sprint?
Wow.
Run him in the ground.
Wow, wow,
I see this.
wow.
No, see this. I'm talking about, listen, he's in
High school, still in high school.
That morning they wanted a couple more athletes around the state
Right,
they had.
right.
But Devontae Smith was running them in the ground.
Wow.
He set the tone then, man.
Wow, man.
He set the tone.
Always been in it, man.
He set the tone.
And I can say this, not taking nothing but giving. When we were he was in middle school, we would start out Wednesdays. Coach Walker knows it was only conditioning.
Right, only
Conditioning alone, everything was running. It had to do with conditioning. And Top Foster, Carl Foster, would come and do a military workout. He would do a Marine workout.
Wow.
And Devontae was in the 7th grade. And he would kind of lag back and let the older guys get ahead of him a little bit. And I was jogging along with him, which I couldn't really keep up. I was trying. But I would tell him, I say, you a frontline soldier? Or you just somebody that want to order supplies?
That's what's up.
Yep.
That's real. That's real.
And
talk.
when I called him out on being a frontline soldier,
That stuck with it.
it stuck with him, and he gradually got to the top, and just like Coach Walker said, that's nothing new.
Right.
This kid has been, this young man has been doing that.
Well, guess what? I didn't want to steal this from Brandon Wagner, Coach Wagner, but he's coming back. He had to go run home, and when he come on, I guess he'll just jump in. But he told me one of the things that he wanted to say was, and the only reason I'm saying it now is because it's piggyback off what Larry just said. When he got to 9th grade, he had to change it. They said in 9th grade, he went up to the front of the receiver line for the drills and the routes. And they said the thing that was surprising, it was surprising that he, small as he was, ran up to the front of the line. But the other thing that was surprising was that the seniors ain't say nothing to him. They say ain't nobody say nothing to him.
Your work speaks for itself.
They let him roll, man. They let him roll, and I thought that was awesome. That was awesome, man. That was awesome. Hey, so while we talking about football, but many people don't know that Devontae wasn't just no one sport, no one trick pony, no one sport athlete.
Not cutting you off. Everybody was talking about basketball.
That's right. That's what I hear too.
Basketball. I said no.
Right.
It's football.
It's football.
Now you got to look at this. He's a better DJ than a receiver.
Right. You really just unbelievable. He was cold. We saw it.
At one time this year, last year, he didn't want it. Yes.
You hear that hollering?
Yes.
He must have won, y'all.
Yeah!
A lot of screaming in there, man. He must have won, man. Y'all, what y'all see, man? He won it?
Yeah, he won.
He won.
Won.
Oh, man, unbelievable show.
Hey,
we waiting on coaching them to come out. Look, y'all, look, we coming right back. We ain't gonna get off.
I have one thing to say.
We ain't gonna get off, though. We coming right back. We gonna go see something.
I have one thing to say before we get off. You off?
We ain't getting off. You good?
No, I'm talking about right now.
No, go ahead.
I have one thing to say, and I'm not going to put him on all the way on that level yet.
There we go, buddy.
But I've only seen 2 athletes like him with the mentality that he has developed, and that's Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant.
Whoa.
He has that killer instinct.
Yes, he do.
It is yet to come.
Well, look, y'all, we not going. We finna go check on some of the celebrations. We coming right back. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Right now.
I'm gonna let Poochie them have it.
We ain't gonna get
I
off.
don't want to break nothing. I don't want to break nothing in my hands here. I'm trying to catch
We ain't getting off.